Oh, sweet irony. Here we are back again with another news report on Boeing. It seems like now even their planes can't keep their secrets anymore. There's been, I think it says, reported 3 plane crashes in just a couple days, and this is coming off of hot after the whole scandal they had with the 2 whistleblowers that just suddenly decided to unalive themselves, if you will. Well, one of them did reportedly, and the other one just happened to get sick, who's been healthy all his life. But anyway, and so here we have some airplanes of theirs just deciding to break apart. And it's funny because this is exactly what the whistleblowers were talking about. They were saying that the way that they're producing these airplanes is probably not the most effective or efficient way to make them. Some of the materials they were using to clean the parts or lubricate the parts was like brand dish soap and stuff like that. It's like, how do you even lubricate with that? But anyway, and it seems like after they tried to silence them, now even the planes are speaking out against them, which is just the irony just speaks for itself, really. Here it says Boeing 737 skids off runway in Senegal. This is the Boeing 737-300 aircraft has skidded off the runway in Senegal, injured at least 10 people, 4 of them seriously. The incident occurred as Air Senegal flight HC301 was taking off for a Malayan capital, Bamako, in the early hours of Thursday. Dakar's Blaise Diang, I don't know, airport said in the statement. The pilot was slightly injured, but most of the 78 passengers on board were not hurt in the incident. Operations were halted at the airport for a few hours, but have now resumed. It's just so funny to me. I'm glad nobody was hurt, of course, because if there was like casualties in this, oh man. Ooh, Boeing. So I'm glad that nobody was hurt, but I am glad that since there was an incident, it didn't occur mid-flight, because if it was mid-flight, I'm sure all of those people would have passed. So I'm glad that the plane fell apart when it did, and I'm glad that we are now able to see exactly what the whistleblowers were talking about. It just goes to show that hell, maybe what they were saying was actually true to begin with. And even if you try to silence them, Boeing, the truth still comes out sooner or later. And so that was one flight. The other flight here is a Boeing 767. This one, of course, wasn't carrying people, so that's even better. It's for FedEx, it looks like. This is a Boeing cargo plane has been forced to land in Istanbul airport without its front landing gear, and the latest setback from an embattled plane maker. Nobody was hurt in the incident, and the flight operated by delivery company FedEx, according to Turkey's transport ministry. The Boeing 767 aircraft, flying from Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport on Wednesday, informed the traffic control tower at Istanbul Airport that its landing gear had failed to open, and it landed with guidance from the tower, the ministry said. Emergency services were standing by for the landing. The ministry did not give a reason for the landing's gear failure, of course they didn't, and said its teams were conducting examinations at the scene as part of an investigation. Again, glad nobody was hurt, but I am glad that that this stuff is happening without casualties, so it just shows what could happen with these Boeing aircrafts and the way they're creating them and manufacturing and upkeeping them, if you will, before something serious does happen, because this is getting out of control. It's funny to me how all this is occurring right after the whole scandal with the whistleblowers just suddenly disappearing. So I'm looking forward to seeing what is going to happen here with Boeing. I hope something. And part of me thinks that nothing's going to happen because they're Boeing, so the government's like, oh, it's okay, these things happen, and it's like maybe we should look into this a little bit more, because all of these incidents, as the saying goes, one dot is a point, but multiple points make a line. Starting to connect the dots, if you will, starting to see something fishy going on here. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this whole Boeing situation, from the whistleblowers to the absolute failure of these planes. I'm sure there's more that's going to happen here soon too. I hope without any casualties, so we can start getting Boeing under control because they are just taking their power and running with it at the cost of other people's lives. So anyway, if you guys liked the video, make sure to leave a like and hope to see you guys around. Peace.